Welcome to Mountain of Inspiration. Yes. My name is Dimitri. I am the gentleman who is simply on fire about seeing you jet propelled to your next level or dimension as far as your journey to wealth creation is concerned, or more specifically personal branding. And I am in Canada, so if you're ever looking for me, now you know how and where to find me. All right, let's get started, shall we? Okay, let me just make sure that first of all that everything is up and running the way it's supposed to before we actually get into what we have to discuss today. And we'll take it from there. So, all right, please bear with me. And I hope that everyone is having a fantastic weekend, a fantastic day, and is looking forward to the rest of the weekend and this brand new week ahead of us. And for those of you watching me from Asia, watching me from a different part of the world where it's already Monday, all I can simply say to you is happy Monday, happy new week. The best is yet to come. Just be intentional as far as this new week is concerned. Let me just take my time to, first of all, acknowledge as many people as possible before we get started, so that I don't feel like I've neglected to address anyone. So let me just say, first of all, good day or good morning to a great friend of mine, the ambitious Jackie. Thank you very much for being here. I'm so grateful for your support, for your continued support, and so looking forward to sharing something of great value with you this afternoon. If you can hear me and the sound is okay, just oh, perfect. The sound is just fine. Excellent. Then we are going to get started. Let me just make sure I take my time to yes, address everyone and start sharing the links right away, so we don't wait until last minute to do that. And before you know it, it's almost a pandemonium, because some people of course left, say, oh my goodness, he didn't acknowledge me, oh my goodness, didn't even give me a chance to be seen by the people. So it never gave me a chance to get my channel up, and people could actually discover what I do. So today, that's the number one thing I'm going to be doing now before we get into what we have to discuss. And what we have to discuss today is something very, very, very important. You don't want to miss this. You really don't, because I know that sometimes you go to live streams, and live stream are basically about someone just rambling and going on and on and on and on, because we are looking for watch hours. My watch hours are what they are, but it's not the priority. It's not the reason why I'm here. I'm here because I want to share something of great value that I believe is going to be beyond transformational for you, and this is the reason why I do what I do. And I always try my very best to give you something that's very deep, meaty, because I believe it's only giving you meaty stuff that we are going to all find, yes, we're going to find a way to maximize our time here. So again, let me just slow down to say hello to family here. Killer Smile Vlogs, thank you very much for being here. You are so amazing. Thank you very much. The one and only, the one who's always present. You deserve a very special award. The award is your consistency is beyond amazing. Chinua TV, thank you so very much. Oh my goodness, I feel so beyond grateful for both of you, and I'm so looking forward to yes, making sure that this presentation is definitely going to be worthwhile for you today. And yes, in the meantime, I hope all is well with you. Killer Smile Vlogs, is everything okay? Are you having a great Sunday? I know you're North America, so are you having a great Sunday? It's not Monday for you yet. And any big plans for the rest of the day, for the rest of the weekend before Monday? And for you, Chinua TV, so I hope that all is well with you. I hope that you had a very fantastic weekend, and you're also getting ready for the new week. Any big plans, anything on your mind, please let me know, as we still now just chatting back and forth before we get into the presentation. This is a live conversation, so please make sure that yes, you can ask any question or share anything. I'll respond to you live, because this is the purpose of this moment I'm having with you right now. Because I'm trying to make sure that I also take the time to yes, you just socialize a bit before I start talking. Killer Smile Vlogs. All right, please bear with me. Killer Smile. All right, Killer Smile Vlogs. Okay, here she is. Perfect. Perfect. All right. Perfect. Okay. Perfect. Okay. Perfecto. Yes. Yeah, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. All right. Excellent. Excellent. So yeah. So no comments so far. So yeah, is everything okay? Perfect. So I'm happy to see that you're there. Perfect. Yeah. So please make sure to actually say hello to one another as you're doing right now, and also if you can get to take the time to also socialize, get to say hello to the person that's in the chat. When I say hello, not just hello in the chat, but also try to go above and beyond, one step above and beyond. I don't mind if you're gonna even take a break from this live presentation and just go say hello to the person on their own channel, see what they do, and just try to discover a brief or short video and see what they do. And if you can leave a comment, that'll be great. And if you can also leave a thumbs up, that'll be great. And if you decide to take to the next level and actually become connected, that's up to you, no pressure. But the best we can do is just to make sure we support one another as content creators and support one another as a community. And this is how we get to become stronger and rise to the top. Because I keep saying, we all rise to the top together. We all rise together. If anyone does believe that, yes, I can do everything on my own, I'm a one-man or one-woman show, I can basically climb to the top by myself, that's fine. That you can do that to a certain extent. But at one point or another, you're going to realize that in order for you to actually go from one spot to the next, you will need someone to actually be there for you as a spot to simply say, my goodness, in order for you to go to the next level, it is what you have to do, and be able to just catch you in case you start losing something and you lose you lose balance and you're about to fall. And this is how it goes. So this is the reason why I keep saying we all rise together. So if you really want to rise from a place of safety, you have to rise together with people. And this is the reason why in Africa, where I was born and raised, there's this beautiful saying that simply says the following: if you want to go fast, yes, feel free to go by yourself, go on your own, go by yourself, because you can run as fast as possible and reach your destination as fast as possible. But if you want to go far, above and beyond your intended destination, then you have to run with people. You have to run with a group of people, because you know what? At one point or the other, your body is going to collapse, and your body is going to need the emotional, physical, and spiritual support of the people around you. So if you're going to be running on your own, at one point or the other, your tank is going to be completely out of juice. You're going to be out of juice when it comes to your own emotional well-being. You'll be out of juice when it comes to your own physical juice, and out of juice when it comes to your spiritual strength. Whereas if you're actually working and running with people, at one point or the other, when your tanks are completely out, they're completely at zero, someone will simply say, don't worry about it. I'm going to simply find a way to replenish your tank. I'm going to be able to fill up your tank, because I'm still running on high. I have more than enough fuel in my tank when it comes to my physical ability, my emotional ability, and my spiritual ability. So I'm going to take some of my own supply and actually fill it up and fill you up. So as I fill you up, you're gonna be able now to start running again, and basically as you're running, recharge yourself. And as you're recharging yourself, you're gonna be full again at one point. So therefore, when the other person will be running out of energy, you'll be there as well to simply say, wait a minute, I got you, I'm gonna come and fill you up as well. And this is the reason why I keep saying, yes, it is absolutely crucial for us to remember that we all rise together, and make sure from time to time to go out of your way and to be intentional about saying hello to people, intentional about creating a community around what you do. Because without a community, at one point or the other, you're going to run out of breath, and before you know it, you're simply going to fall out of the race, and your race will be simply a short-lived one. But if you want to be able to run a very long race, make sure you surround yourself with the right kind of people who can be supportive, and making sure that if from time to time you decide to want to give up, they'll come and simply say, no, my friend, Killer Smile Vlogs, you can give up now. I haven't seen you doing anything over the past weeks. You can give up now. Please find a way to just get back up, because we need you to actually remain as productive and visible as possible. So if someone notices that yet Channel TV is actually dropping, say, no, my friend, you can't drop the ball right now, because we need you to keep going. And this is how I roll, and this is why I keep saying it is important and vital during the life to come and mingle with people. If from time to time we decided to drop out of the life to just go say hello to my friend the ball fights, it's okay. Just go see what the ball fight is doing on the channel. Just go watch at least one short video, see what they're doing, and see if you can actually leave a comment just to say, hello, I was here. You can even say from Mountain Inspiration, that's fine. Just say, I was here, I was watching your video. Great job. Encourage them and move on. If you want to go to the next level and become connected, that's up to you. But just at least leave a trust or leave your business card. Simply say, yes, I was here, and great job. Please keep up the awesome work. And this is how it goes. And the more you do that, the more you're going to be slowly but surely creating or building a community of a troubled people. And as you do that, basically, whatever you sow is going to be actually reaped in the same. People also be coming to you and say, oh my goodness, Killer Smart Vlogs, I've seen you been actually coming to my channel, the bonfires, you actually visit me from time to time. So what's happening to you? So let me make sure that also you also where you're supposed to be. And because you do that, eventually you're going to be finding strength when you feel like you're running out of strength or running out of juice. And this is how basically the music of life is supposed to be played. Oh my goodness. Yes. So again, the bonfire is in the house. Thank you very much for your presence. Not only for your presence, but also for your ability to go above and beyond for me. I noticed that yesterday you were actually playing my playlist. I said, my goodness, only a friend that I would call family will actually go out of the way to simply make sure that I'm okay. Because they're going out of the way just to check on me and to make sure that yes, Dimitri needs more watch hours. So let me just go and watch the playlist. And this is definitely appreciated. And from time to time, this is also what we have to do for one another. Before you go to bed, before you go to sleep, if your device is sufficiently charged and you believe that yes, this device can actually be left alone for the night and can be playing something, how about I go to the Bad Forest channel and just look at one of the playlists and just click play and let the whole playlist just be played all or overnight, so that this person, when they wake up, they have more hours, more watch hours for that one particular evening, as opposed to just having no one watching the channel. And that's how it goes. You can do the same thing for Chinua TV. In the middle of the night, before you go to bed, if your phone or your device are sufficiently charged, you can say to yourself, I'm going to go to Chinua TV, I'm going to pick one of her playlists, I'm going to just click play, so that when I'm sleeping, my phone is actually giving her more watch hours, and so I'm building strength, or I'm filling someone up while I'm sleeping. And the more you do that, guess what? Yeah, whatever you sow, you're going to reap. Yeah, that's just very key. So let me also say again, hello to my amazing friend, the one and only, the ambitious Jackie. The ambitious Jackie is now. So everyone please say hello to the ambitious Jackie. Oh my goodness, let me just slow down so I can also find her channel quickly. Jackie. Yes, so I am going out of my way to find the channel, to actually share it with people, so you can actually go say hello to the ambitious Jack. And as I keep saying, it's okay if during the live stream you're going to actually excuse yourself to go say hello to the ambitious Jackie. I'm okay. I don't want you to stay here for 1 hour or for 1 hour and a half while I'm speaking. Just no, you can also say, Dimitri, yeah, I heard you. You're an amazing speaker. You're giving me great content, but let me also take a break from you so I can go say hello to the ambitious Jackie. I'm okay with that. You can also take a break from me and say, how about I take a break from you and go say hello to this channel I've never actually come across before. The name of the channel is Monia and Dory Show. You can go say hello to Monia and Dory Show. And by the way, thank you very much for being here. And see what the Monia and Dory Show is doing. And from that point, decide to actually watch just one video. Oh my goodness, just watch one video, and as you watch one video, at the end of the video, yeah, feel free as well to also just leave a comment, or just a thumbs up, something short, because if you're not really good video, we'll just say something short, hello, or hello for Mountain Inspiration, or just say hello, so how are you, or happy Sunday, something short that lets the content creator know that someone went out of the way to watch the videos, to watch the content, and giving them a thumbs up in terms of support, and that definitely can go a long way. And if above and beyond you want to actually go to next step, again, this is absolutely up to you. I am not putting pressure on anyone to actually go and befriend anybody out there, but I'm simply saying it is important for all of us to learn to build a community around us. If you want to go fast, my friend, yes, start running on your own. You're gonna reach your destination, yes, very fast. That's true. But if you wanna go far, the wisdom I learned in Africa, if you wanna go far, always make sure that you have a tribe, you have a village around you, or people that you can call family. I can call the Bud Fast family. I can call the Monia and Dory Show family. I can call the ambitious Jackie family. I can call Chinua TV family. I can call Joel Amen TV family. I can call Coach Mimi Double family, because you know this is how we roll. We roll together as a tribe. I can call 40 and Broke family because they are family. I can call the one and only. It's not here, but it's gonna come soon. Scratching Pete family, because Scratching Pete goes out of his way to support people, not just to support, but to support people. And as they're supporting people, they are building a stronger community and a stronger foundation beyond them. And this is why they keep going far. I can call the Stock Explorer Nora family, because yes, we have family. We are a tribe, and this is how we roll. Oh, I was having a house, my amazing friend here. I have a gamer bro, always supportive, always present. Out of America, thank you very much for being here. Oh my goodness, thank you. I hope you're having a great day. I hope you're having a great Sunday. And I'm so beyond grateful for your presence and your continued support. Everyone, please say hello to Gamer Bro. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Yeah, let me just find this link quickly. So I'm doing things slightly different today because one of the key things I realized over the past few days that, yeah, from time to time, I'll be talking, and before you know it, I forgot to maybe access someone's link, and yes, and I feel bad because at the end of the day, that's not how things are supposed to go, because I'm supposed to always be sharing people's link while they're on, so that people can get a chance to go say hello to them. Because sometimes YouTube is very finicky. Normally, you can just click on the person's name, on the three dots beside the person's name. It's gonna give you the option to simply go to the person's channel. But today I was on someone's live. I did that, it didn't work. So because it doesn't always work, this is why we have to find a way to always give the link so that people can know how to do it. Yes, my name is actually, Monia Dorinshu is asking, is your name really Dimitri? As a matter of fact, I made a video. It was a live a few days ago, and the live was called The Meaning of the Name. So my name, I went to great length to explain myself that initially, when the name was actually given to me, when the name was actually bestowed upon me, it should have been spelled D-I-M-M-I, simply meaning what? Tell me, which is Italian. Here's the story again. My family at one point traveled to Italy. And when I traveled to Italy in the sometimes in the early 1960s, they were doing very, very well. And so when they went there, they had a nanny looking after one of my uncles. And the nanny was now fell in love with my young uncle. And I kept talking to my young uncle, simply saying, he had his own name, but he kept talking to my young uncle, simply says, Dimi. So at one point the person returned and said, but who is Dimi? They say, but oh no, I'm just talking to the son. But say, but his name is so and so. Why keep calling Dimi? Say, no, this is Dimi. So eventually, they simply say, okay, you know what? Let's just forget the name we gave to our son. Let's just start calling our son Dimi. Because this young woman seems to be in love with our son and keep calling this infant child Dimi. So guess what? When they went back to Africa, my father, of course, he was also with them. He fell in love with me, with the name. So eventually when I was born, he simply decided to call me also Dimi. Dimi simply means tell me. So from that point, I resented the name because the way I started spelling the name was D-I-M-I, and of which means something completely different in my language. But the original meaning of the name was simply D-I-M-I, which simply means tell me. So it's only when I was growing up I even decided to change my name to Dimitri, and I went back to the origin of my name, my first name, and the story or the history behind it. I came to realize that there was something really peculiar about it, and how obviously I was also operating in my life, in my little now, because that name simply means tell me. So in other words, the name was simply bestowed upon my young uncle and myself, as I was simply saying, yes, please tell me a story. Because even before I even became aware of this need or this calling, this vocation to share with people, I was already called a storyteller. So I'm a storyteller because my name means you are a storyteller. So Dimi means tell me. So tell me a story. This is why I share, I teach, and I do things the way I do, always from a storytelling perspective. Because my name originally simply means one key thing, tell me. So tell me a story. And this is why I am who I am. I'm a storyteller because my name actually means Dimi, tell me a story. But again, the original way of writing it was actually D-I-M-M-I. There you go. Yes, indeed. And as a matter of fact, here's the funny thing, my friend. Here's the funny thing. For quite a long time, I was a very shy person. As a matter of fact, I wasn't being very shy. I mean, when I say I'm shy, people say, oh, it's impossible, you can't be shy. if I say I'm an introvert, my wife simply say, no, you can't be introvert because you're not introvert. But here's how I describe myself. Whenever we go anywhere, or whenever we go in public, or whenever I meet people in person, you're gonna be shocked when you see me in person. I'm always very observing. I'm very quiet. So whenever I go places, I'm very quiet. It's as if something in my brain just goes off. So the tongue goes off and my eyes just become activated, because I will try my very best without even wanting to do so to start recording as much as possible. So as you be talking to me, I will try my very best to record as much as possible about you, about the way you speak, about what you are talking about your intonation, how you actually pronounce the word, about how you address, about how you stand, about everything you do. This is who I am. When I'm watching a movie, as I go above and beyond. I'm studying a movie. At one point, I will stop the movie and I start doing research on the director, the movie director. Where's the person coming from? What's the background? Why do they tell the story the way they tell the story? So what movies did they make before that one particular movie? So what's the context of the movie? What's the original story of the movie? So what is the intention that the movie director had in mind when they decided to tell the story, the particular way they decided to tell the story? If it's a remake, what was the first movie? What was the first take? How was the story told? So what's the difference between the first take and the second take, and so on and so forth? Because I want to be able to absorb as much as possible, so that when the time is given to me to finally just sit down and say, Dimitri, please tell us a story, I can tell a story from a place of vivid imagination, because I will have vividly recorded as much as possible, as many details as possible about what was taking place. Here's a funny story. Anyways, just ate a break. A few months ago, and let me just say, slow down here. Slow down. Tonya, my amazing friend is in the house. Happy Sunday to you too. Tonya Renee is now. Tonya Renee is in the house. Please bear with me. Oh my goodness, let me just slow down here. Here's a funny story. A few months ago, we got together for dinner with friends and family. And as we got together for dinner, at one point, this is just me. My brain works. I said to one of the friends that was at the table, I says, I remember when a few years ago, about 18 years ago, you found yourself in Ottawa delivering a speech in front of the government. I remember that because when I listened to what you were saying, I couldn't understand what you were saying because it was way too technical. And the friend of mine was completely shocked. This is me in Ottawa. I said, yes, in 2005. And I went on to, I said, oh yes, I remember. I said, how did you remember something I'd forgotten myself? I simply say, yeah, this is just me. When I get together with people, sometimes I tend to go very quiet, and sometimes this is why I tend to, maybe I must be a very interesting kind of shy guy, because I go quiet not because I'm scared of speaking, but I go quiet because my brain is now actively looking for things to actually record, because my black box operate as a black box that want to record as much as possible. So I want to soak up as much as possible. So this is the reason why I was able to remember things that had happened about 18 years ago, and seemingly my friend had forgotten about it. So again, Tonya Renee, thank you very much for being in the house. I so appreciate you. Oh, thank you for your presence. And now I also have in the house someone watching me from the United Kingdom. Oh my goodness, she's been so supportive from day one. Always present when it comes to whatever I do. The one and only, the Welsh Wifey channel. Oh my goodness, thank you very much for being here. Everyone, please say hello to the Welsh Wifey channel family, and please make sure to also go out of your way to go say hello to them. Go to the channel. As I keep saying, if it's okay, if during the presentation you decide to actually go and just drop me and just go to that person's channel just to see what they're doing, watch at least one brief or maybe a couple of videos and say hello as well, leave a comment. Yeah, that's fine with me. That's fine, because I believe that the only way for us to grow together is to come to get to know as many people as possible. Build your foundation as a politician. Most people don't understand politicians the way that they're supposed to be understood. Politicians basically know how to work the community. They know how to make themselves. Let me not get into what I'm supposed to share today, but they know how to network. They know how to go to as many places as possible so that their name becomes a household name. They will go to the Christian community, they will go to the Muslim community, they will go to the Indo community, they will go to the carpenters guild, they will go to electrician, they will go to all the different association and organization out there to make themselves known, to introduce themselves, and just to come and say hello. Even if they don't like the food, they will say, oh my goodness, eat the great food. You will never see a politician go to a restaurant and when they know that, yes, they're actually being washed, to simply say, oh, I tasted this food tastes awful. They will simply say, oh, great food. They always leave positive reviews. They will go somewhere, they will give them a drink, they will give them alcohol, something to drink. They may not drink alcohol, but that one particular, they will drink alcohol, simply says, let me take a sip. Delicious. This is tea. But they will say delicious because they want to make sure that they can score as many points as possible all over the place, because you know it's all about the points. As success as a politician is simply about how many points you can collect, you can score within the community before election time. That's all the game is about. How many points can you collect within the community before election time? So when election time comes, you simply say, so and so, I came to pay a visit on November 20th. I came to your restaurant. I enjoyed the food. I even took pictures. I'm coming back to simply say, yes, it's now election time. I'm not going to tell you what to do, but I'm simply coming to tell you that I've been supporting you. Politicians, they are so amazing. They will come back to simply say, yes, I've been supporting you. I'm not telling you to vote for me, but I'm simply telling you that I've been supporting you. So they're now playing a guilt game with you. They simply say, yes, I'm not trying to cause any type of guilt to find its root or foundation within you, but I'm simply here to remind you that I've been supporting you from the very beginning. And if you don't remember, I was here on November 20th. I shared me with friends and family, and I even gave you good reviews. They will go now to the electricians guild or the plumbers guild and simply say, yes, I've been supporting you. I came in on a couple of occasions. I gave you speeches for free. I spoke to you about the importance of actually being visible within the community and so on and so forth. So I did this for free on a couple of occasions. I'm not here to remind you what I did because I want you to do something for me, but I'm just here to remind you that I've always been here for you. They will leave them. They will go to the Hindu temple. They will go to the Jewish temple. They will go to the Muslim mosque. They will go to the Christian churches and do the same thing. They say, I've been supporting you. When your churches needed someone to speak for you, I was there to speak for you. I was there to speak to the mayor, to speak to the governor in America. In Canada, we simply say to speak to the premier, to speak to the prime minister in Canada, or to speak to the president in America, or to speak to the Prime Minister in England. I even went out of my way to speak to Prince Charles, or now King Charles, on your behalf, because I've been supporting you. So I'm not coming back here to ask now to vote for me, but I'm coming back here to simply remind you of who I am. I've simply been someone supporting you. And that's how basically they go on eventually to score big as far as politics is concerned, or election is concerned. Yeah. It's all about staying visible. Anyways, so I think I've actually acknowledged everyone. Let me see if there's any other questions before I can actually get to my presentation. Yeah, fantastic. I've covered everyone. Thank you very much again for coming here. I so appreciate you. And I'm just going to start my presentation. Here's the key question. I would like to ask, and the topic today is, why do your dumb colleagues, co-workers, and the people around you get promoted instead of you? Or why do your girlfriends or your men friends who are less good looking than you, less qualified than you, always seem to be found first before you, and you never get the chance to be found? As a matter of fact, this is not a bad relationship, but yes, I just feel like I'm going to go there. Why is it that, yes, if you want to be found, if you really want to be found, if you really want to be found in whatever capacity that you have in mind, but why is it that you're asking, you're playing hide and seek games? Why is it that you're making it difficult for people to discover you? Let me just start with a quick story. A few months ago, I was on a YouTube live with a friend of mine, and one of our friends was also on the live, and he had been on YouTube for quite a long time. And one of the feedback that he received from someone who's more experienced on YouTube than the rest of us, his name is Keisha. Keisha simply told our friend, our brother in Canada, simply says, yes, I've noticed one thing about you, about the name of your channel. Whenever I try to go on YouTube and type the name of your channel to look it up, it's very hard to find it. It's always very hard because the name is so common that I will get many different suggestions before I can actually get to find you. So why do you make yourself so hard to be discovered, to be found? So how about you go and create a unique name that can actually be hard to copy, so that one actually put your name, let's say Monia and Dory Show, you are the first suggestion that YouTube is going to give me. So why is it, for example, you're gonna go give yourself a name that's so common that people can actually know how to know which one you are? They have to go through so many different layers or many different channels before they can come to you. And I want people to say, forget about this thing. So this person is hard to find. So I'm not gonna bother. I'm simply gonna move on to something else. So when the friend made the change, of course, change actually was a success because we are now able to type his name. As a matter of fact, let me just give you his name so you can actually go look him up as well. MJ Wemoto. Let me just find him quite quickly. It's not him, but I'm gonna talk about him. I'm gonna talk about him because yeah, I'm promoting someone who's out here, and MJ Wemoto. Yes. Yes. Yes, his name is MJ Wemoto. So MJ Wemoto, so as soon as he was able to make the switch, now if you type his name in the search, YouTube search, it's going to be the first one to show up and nobody else will actually be there because he has actually now found a way to simply own that name that actually pertains to each and he now owns his identity and no one else can actually come and say, no, I'm also, if they do, eventually because he's actually been there before them, it will always be first when it comes to your search, when it comes to looking up this name. So the key question is, if you really want to be found, well, why are you playing hide and seek games? Why are you making it difficult for people to find you? Let me just say hello quickly to a friend of mine who's online right now. Oh, yes. Miss Joe Avisa, thank you very much for being here. I so appreciate your support. Oh my goodness, thank you so very much. Let me just put the name Miss Joe here. Yes, Miss Joe Avisa is in the house. Thank you very much. Yes, oh my goodness. All right. First time connecting with you, but I'm beyond grateful for your support. Thank you very much. Yes, I so appreciate you. Feel free to also say hello to the people you're going to see online here because we are a very tight community. We like to support one another. Going back to my presentation, can you just imagine? For example, you come to this live. What? You come to this live. This is the live. So this is the live. So this is me now. So instead of actually being visible on the screen, I'm just stepping aside and simply saying, yes, stop up. I'm just talking. But I want people to ask yourself the question, but where is Dimitri? So I came here to watch Mountain of Inspiration. I'm hearing a voice, but I cannot see the person. So some people, they're going to just stick around because they are just mingling or talking amongst themselves for a few minutes. But eventually, they'll simply run out of patience and say, no, because Dimitri is not visible, I'm simply going now to walk away and go see someone who's actually visible on camera. And that's how it works when it comes to the psychology of this thing called YouTube or presentation. But now, here's the funny thing. When it comes to life, if you say that, yes, my job is, I want to start a relationship. I want to get in relation. I see myself as a husband material. I see myself as a wife material. But somehow you realize that the people around you who are less qualified, quote unquote, to actually be married or to be found are being found as wives. So you look around and you see that people who are less qualified to be husbands are finding wives. are getting into a relationship and are starting something and it's actually working. You're gonna ask yourself the question, so what is it that's making these people visible when it comes to the choices one is supposed to make when it comes to this thing called marriage? What is it that makes this person who's looking for a wife find this person and not find me? That's the question you have to ask yourself. Number one, what is it as a man that makes this one particular that made this one particular gentleman find this woman before me, and I was not even in the radar for this woman, because somehow she only saw that this guy was actually the guy and the connected. But when I look at myself, I compare myself to the other guy, I said, but I'm much better looking. I'm more eloquent than my friend. I make more money. I'm more established, and so on and so forth. And I'm a very respectable person in the society. But why is it that you settled for this dude? This dude is basically is not going to amount to much. And this is how you're thinking. Same thing. A woman who simply says, yes, I'm looking at myself. I say, but I am the whole package. I am well educated. I am very well taken care of. I speak very well. I know how to respect myself, and so on and so forth. But why did this dude go on to settle for someone with less to offer than I have to offer? So this is so unfair. The question I'm going to ask before we get to the question of unfairness is the following. Why you play hide and seek? Why are you choosing to hide in plain sight? You're going to say, no, I'm visible. I'm visible. As a matter of fact, I'm all over. I'm visible. I go everywhere. I go everywhere to talk to everyone. So I'm everywhere. I simply say, maybe that's the question. Maybe that's the problem. Maybe that's the issue. Let me just tell you why. A few months ago, a few weeks ago, I attended a conference in Toronto about the mining industry in the world. And everybody that was there to only talk about one key thing, to talk about mining. They were there to talk about mining in Africa, talk about mining in Canada, mining all over the place, to talk about opportunity and investment and so on and so forth. So that's all they had in mind. So, if at this conference, you decided to now call the conference organizer and simply say, I would like to also attend as a present. I would like to buy a booth. I would like to come and present myself. They will simply say, okay, so which part of the mining industry are you part of, sister? No. I'm not part of the mining industry. I represent the gym industry. I'm going to bring my gym equipment and set it up and show people how they can work out and so on and so forth. The conference organizer will say, but this guy or this woman is out of her mind. We are talking about mining. We're talking about investment. We're talking about how to mine and how to invest in the mining sector, and basically how to make the mining sector much better. So why so and so is entertaining the idea of attending our conference in order for them to promote their gym equipment and simply say, you must be out of your mind. So if perchance you decide to still go to the conference basically as an attendee, and just come over there, and by bringing now brochures about your gym equipment and start going out to different booths and say, oh yeah, by the way, this is what I do, by the way, I know this is not to do what you do, but, and start going around to people to now bother them, simply says, by the way, here's my gym. They will simply look at you and this, but this guy is, or this woman is out of her mind. This is a networking opportunity for people within the mining sector. So you have to know exactly where to go. Because you can be saying to yourself, yes, I'm active, I'm all over the place. That may be the problem, because you have to actually be focused when it comes to where you want to go. Because if your goal is to actually go into the gym sector, you have to find a trade. You have to attend a trade show that speaks to your particular industry. You can be attending a trade show that speaks to a different industry and just put it as a check mark in your list that, yes, I'm visible. No, that means that you don't even understand the concept of visibility. Visibility must be consistent, must be congruent with where you're actually coming from and where you're going. Visibility must be consistent and congruent with where you're coming from and where you're going. You can't say that my goal is to actually be the number one gym owner as far as my city in Toronto is concerned. But at the same time, my way of promoting my business is to attend all trade shows that's out there. I'm going to be training the trade show for the plumbers, the electrician, for the psychotherapists, the coaches, and so on and so forth. And I'm going there. I want to introduce my business. I want to set up a booth. I'm bothering. Even people say, but this guy has no sense of focus, because your focus should be for just trying to figure out exactly within the region, within the country, within the community, what are the event taking place that speak to my industry. Where are people congregating within the community that speak to my industry? Where the people are looking to actually manage the weight? I don't want to say losing weight because that's a different subject. Where the people congregating when it comes to looking for ways to manage the weight? When are people looking for opportunity to actually stay in shape? So this is where your focus should be. But if you go into these different trade shows, that simply means one thing, you are playing hide and seek with the people are looking for you. So if you take the same concept and you apply it to relationship, you can simply say, yes, I'm visible because I'm always going up. But here's the key question. You are looking to be found as a wife. You are looking to be perceived as a husband material. But you are telling all these things that speak to life as a single person. You are telling all the different things that simply means that you want to remain a bachelor or a bachelorette. So how can you possibly believe that someone was serious about what they intend to do with their life when it comes to the long term, going to take you seriously? They will simply say, yes, you are visible, yes, but you are maybe all over the place. You are all over the place. I'm looking for someone who can have a sense of consistency or congruence between how they perceive themselves and the action they are taking to actually make sure that the world is seeing them accordingly. But if you're going to be seeing yourself in your mind as a husband material or as wife material, but still living the life of a single person because you're hoping that as you actually are praying, taking all different actions in the community, somehow someone is going to see you and say, oh my goodness, this is exactly what I've been looking for in all the different places. Because, my friend, it matters where people find you. It matters. If someone actually finds you, let's say, somewhere close to the garbage, it matters. If someone meets you in a nightclub, it matters where people find you. It matters where you actually, as a matter of in business, is one of the key things that we ask ourselves when it comes to our due diligence. If someone comes to me looking for business in what I do, basically as a project finance consultant, and I was asked the key questions. So how did you come across this particular project? So what is your relationship between you and the actual project owner? So basically, the people who actually own the project, the people who conceive the project, were looking for the funds. And you. So what is the relationship? If you tell me that, oh yeah, I was just one day walking around, I went to a nightclub, I just met someone, and this is how we connected, and we're talking about now, bring it to you. This project for you to consider to actually help us find the right investors. People say, no, I'm not even going to bother because I know right away that yes, these kind of things will only lead to headaches. I will need someone who is actually more focused when it comes to how they met with the project owner, because I know when it was more focused, the quality of the interaction I'm going to be getting with you as the middleman or the middlewoman, eventually with the actual project owner, will actually be much better than someone we're going through many different hoops in order for me to actually come to eventually sitting down with the actual project owner, and that will be eventually a waste of my time. I'll simply discard the whole thing as, yeah, it's not going to work for me, I'm not going to take it. Some may say, I'm picking. I'm not picking. This is just experience. Experience has told me one key thing. Where you actually get to meet the person that we do business with really matters. So same thing. Where you actually going to get to be discovered really matters. So if you really want to be discovered, you have to make sure that you are visible in all the right places. So again, going back to my question, why are you playing hide and seek if your goal is to be discovered? Why are you playing hide and seek if your goal is to be found? Why are you playing hide and seek if your goal is to be promoted? That's the key question that we have to ask ourselves in this crucial season. My goodness, let me just slow down. Yes. And you're just talking to one another, that's fine. Yeah, that's right. So yeah, that's the key question we should be asking ourselves. That's the key question we should be asking ourselves. I mean, today is Sunday, so allow me just to go there. There's this particular story in this book called the Bible. The story is in the first book of the Bible, and the book is called Genesis. There's a beautiful story of this young man by the name of Adam. Adam decided that yes, after having done all that he did in the garden with his wife, Eve, they decided that they were going out to start playing hide and seek. And of course, at one point or the other, the best friend, the buddy, God shows up and says, oh my goodness, Adam, where are you? So he's asking a question, Adam, where are you? And Adam was nowhere to be found. And eventually Adam shows up and simply says, yeah, but why were you hiding? And Adam goes on to explain that yes, because something happened. But the question is, you and I were meant to be visible to one another. Because we know who we are. But why are you not playing hide and seek? Because if you know that everything was actually fine, why are you playing hide and seek? If you know that you have the whole package, you are the whole package still, why are you playing hide and seek? So if there's something that basically needs to be addressed, why can't you simply shop and simply, yes, I'm going to shop the way I am right now, but please forgive me, something happened. But when you start playing hide and seek, that simply means one key thing: you no longer want to be found. You no longer perceive yourself as worthy of whatever bridge of communication or relationship that we used to have as far as the two of us are concerned. So you are basically telling me in your own words without saying so that yes, Dimitri, it's simply time for you to move on because I don't think I qualify as your friend. And this is why I'm actually playing hide and seek. But if you believe within your heart that yes, everything is okay, why are you playing hide and seek? Why, in other words, are you just basically hiding from the camera when I need to see you in order for us to have a conversation? Why are you doing that? That's the key question. And the second thing I want to say is, one of the key reasons why, for example, most of us eventually find ourselves in a situation or in places where less than qualified people end up being picked and instead of us, it's simply for the following. Because eventually, the one key thing we have to remember is that nature harbors vacuum. So it is what it is. I know I personally go by the saying that yes, availability does not mean eligibility. I know this is just me. But in the world out there, the world is very practical. The world will simply say, yes, Dimitri, yes, it's fantastic. It sounds very idealistic. That availability does not mean eligibility. But in the world out there, because the things are more urgent, the sense of urgency is out there, and the simple say, no, Dimitri, this sounds fine, but we are very practical. If we are looking for someone and we cannot see anyone who basically cannot give what we're looking for, we're going to settle for the first person or the first organization that can give us something close to what we're looking for. So this is the reason why, if you, as a person who's more qualified, you decide to start playing hide and seek, eventually those who are looking for what you have to offer, they are going to end up settling for someone with less than what you offer, because they simply say, yes, if I can go get my hands on Dimitri, I'm going to get my hands on this one particular gem, because at least the gentleman is actually visible, is within reach, and that's how things work. If the gentleman is looking for someone, and for some reason you are not visible, he's simply going to say, okay, at the end of the day, what I'm looking for is just a company. I'm going to settle for the first woman that meets at least 3 of the 5 criteria I'm looking for when it comes to a life companion, and that's how basically they're going to settle for so and so. You on the other end, when you show me, people say, but my goodness, I meet all 5 criteria. This person only made 3 criteria. But why did this person get picked? They will simply say, yeah, I picked the person because the person was visible. You were completely invisible. And this is why basically I ended up picking so and so instead of you. And that's how life works as well. That's just when it comes to relationship. When it comes to business, same thing. If you're hungry, if you're really, really hungry, or let's just say, let's just forget about going out. If you're looking for groceries and your goal is to buy milk for your family, you know that your favorite store is actually closed at one particular day, but you need to buy milk. What are you going to do? Are you going to say to yourself, I'm going to wait until Tuesday when they open for me to go buy milk? No, I'm going to settle for the first place that's going to be actually open and selling milk. Even if it's going to be slightly more expensive, I'm going to buy because I'm looking for something that is urgent for my family. And that's also how it works. If you as a business going to say to yourself that yes, we're only going to be working 5 days a week in this particular region where people already work 7 days a week, and people basically are always on the go looking for things. You may not be, chicken fillet is different, sir, but let's just say for most things, like for milk, for bread, if you say that I'm a grocery store, but I only function 5 days a week, I'm a grocery store, and I sell basically milk and bread for the community, but I'm only going to be open 5 days a week. But this community is also, oh my goodness, in this community, there are many other grocery stores that are open 7 days a week that basically sell milk and bread. Guess what? On the 2 days when you're going to be closing your store, where do you think your customers are going to be going shopping when it comes to the milk and bread? They'll be going to your competition. Why? Because you decide to simply be invisible or to simply be closed on these key 2 days when your customers are looking for what you have to offer. So the same reality also applies to us as a human being. If you find yourself in a work situation where basically you keep being looked over, or someone is basically picking over you when it comes to the promotion or the things that's supposed to be elevating you, you have to ask yourself the key question. So am I actually choosing to play hide and seek, or am I really making sure that I'm visible to the people and the mind of the people who are looking for what I have to offer? And that's the key question that we have to ask ourselves on a daily basis. Oh my God, let me just slow down. That's so funny. I have more than Donny Show saying to me, I'm listening, but I'm just in the bush. Oh my goodness. Wherever you are, that's fine. I mean, thank you very much for being here. Thank you very much for being. I so appreciate you. Yeah. So as I'm saying, the quick question you have to ask yourself is, am I visible? Am I visible, or am I playing hide and seek? Am I visible, or am I playing hide and seek? Because if you're playing hide and seek, of course it is impossible for people to find you. If you say to yourself, I'm visible because I'm actually doing X, Y, Z, I'm always actually doing things, I have to ask yourself the question, who is your target audience? Who are the people that you are looking for? Are you making sure that you're doing the thing that basically can bring you in the eyes of the people that you're looking for? Or are you simply making yourself busy, making yourself visible in all different settings, and this setting have nothing to do with what you're looking for? I give you the example of this mining industry. People in the mining industry, when they get together, they only talk about the mining industry. You cannot go there and simply say, oh yes, my job is to be a gym owner, and I'm just going to go to this trade show and talk about my business. They're going to listen to you politely, but they will tune you out because they simply say, this is not the time, this is not the moment. And because you don't even understand that this is not the time and moment, you're talking to us about the gym industry, it tells you that you don't even understand what you're talking about. You're basically not a focused business owner. Therefore, we're going to tune you out and simply ignore you. But if you want to be taken seriously as a gym owner, as a person who wants to have a breakthrough in the gym industry, you have to look for places where people are talking about how to manage the weight, or how to actually look the best possible, or how to basically do exercise the proper way. That's when you're supposed to be going to actually just let the people know that yes, you do exist. And if you do that consistently, eventually your name is going to become a household, because there is a consistency or congruence between what you perceive in your own mind and the action you take on a daily basis. But if you say to yourself, I'm just going all over the place, being all over the place does not mean that you're actually doing the right thing to make yourself visible. Yes, and my friend Moni and Dorisha simply say, I want to be visible. Absolutely. Yes, I want to be the one to open shops for my customer. Absolutely. Yes, because the question is, if your job, or if your idea of your goal, the question is, what is the goal? What is the goal? Let me tell you a funny story about myself as a person. Many years ago, I'm talking about relationship, many years ago. Way before I even came across my wife. Many years ago, I used to talk about what I was seeing for the future. I would sit down with my mom. God bless her soul, she's no longer here with us. I would sit down with her when she was still in Canada. I was telling my mom, yes, my mom, I see myself getting married. And I was even to tell her to a detail, specific data, and I can see that this is the gender of our firstborn, and here's the name I'm going to bestow upon the firstborn. And as I was speaking, one of my young nieces was always there just to listen, and I even gave them the name. So many years later, after I got married, and my young niece came to visit me. So she came to visit me, and the first question she asked me is, so please, uncle, tell me, what is the name of your first daughter, and of your firstborn? So I gave her the name. So as I gave her the name, she asked me specific, what is the name? Give me the full name. So I gave her the full name. She said, that's it. This is exactly what you've been telling us all this time. You was used to tell us that my child is going to be this particular gender. My child will become this particular name. You used to tell us all these things before it even happened. So I can see this is why I have so much respect for you, because you always see things before they happen, and you are also always very specific when it comes to how you actually anticipate things, how things are going to go. So why am I giving my own particular example? Because if you don't know in your own mind What is it that you're looking for? If you don't know in your own mind, what is it that you really want, my friend, chances are your action will be all over the place. But once you know exactly what you want to see in your own mind and what you want to see in your own world, your action must become consistent. Because I saw myself as a husband. I saw myself as a father, as a gentleman within the community. I started taking action to signal everyone around me that yes, this is not Dimitri looking for adventure. This is Dimitri now looking for the next step. As a matter of fact, I didn't see myself as looking. I saw myself as already in that position. So I recalibrated my mind to actually start acting accordingly. And of course, the rest was history. Because I won't go into the details, but here's the funny thing I worked out. I managed to actually chance encounter, quote and unquote. We met, my wife to be and I, and within 14 days, I was proposing to her. And within less than 3 months, we got married. And 18 years later, we are still together. Why? Because the clarity in my mind that gave me a sense of also clarity when it comes to actions. And my action was so precise and so clear that when we met, I simply said, why do I need to waste time? She is the one I was looking for. She is the full package. She meets all 5. As a matter of fact, she goes 6 out of 5. She gave me above and beyond. So why do I need to waste time? Why do I need to waste her time? I'm simply going to make sure everything is a done deal. So let's go. Make things happen. And that's how we actually made things happen. So while it was happening, people say, but this is too fast. You're rushing things. I say, but I'm rushing things because I know this is what I'm looking for. Why waste time if this is what you're looking for? Because I know exactly what I'm looking for. So the question is, out there, as far as business or personal relationship is concerned, is the question, what is it that you are looking for? What is the level of consistency between what you're looking for and the action you're taking on a daily basis? Because you can say I'm looking for a job, and yet every single day you are still basically sitting in front of your TV watching TV. That's not basically you're looking. You may be saying that yes, I told my friends I'm looking for a job, and then I'm just gonna sit down just to watch TV all day or play video games. I'm looking for a job. That's not looking. That basically you playing games. You just playing hide and seek with the possible. Potential employers. But if you're really serious about looking for a job, what you have to do on a daily basis is you have to make sure you wake up, you get dressed, and you go out there and make yourself visible in front of all these potential employers within the industry where you want to work. You have to go out there like the Les Brown. I told you the story of Les Brown before, but let me just tell you again very quickly. Les Brown, born in 1930, somewhere in Miami, when he was actually, anyways, let's just skip that. Let's skip to the good part. So eventually, when he was about to graduate from high school in Miami, his teachers simply tell him, you know what, Les Brown, we don't think that you're going to amount to much because you are so average, it's not funny. But Les Brown, in his mind, he knew exactly what he was looking for. He says, I see myself as someone working within the radio industry. This is what I see. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to make sure I take all the right action to put myself in the eyes and the mind and the ears of the people working for the radio industry. So he goes to the radio industry. He says, yes, I would like to work for this. He says, what are your qualifications? He had no college degree because he basically moved from high school to actually want to work. They say, but if you don't have any qualification when it comes to college degree, so we can put you on the radio at least. So what can you do for us? He says, yes. Whatever you can do, whatever I can do for you within this industry or within this radio, I'm going to make it happen. So, okay, can you work as a janitor? So, yeah, I'll work as a janitor. I'll work as the best janitor as possible. So, what did he do? Every single day he shows up to work as a janitor, but his mind was set on becoming a DJ for this particular radio. So, as he does his sweeping, as he does wiping everything, and as he basically make himself presentable, he keep his eyes and he keep his eyes and ears basically on what the DJ was actually doing. So he sees how the DJ transition from one song to the next, and he sees how the DJ basically articulates certain words when it comes to introducing the next thing. He sees all of that, and he sees exactly how the DJ is actually basically taking all the knobs, moving from one place to the other. So he's actually paying close attention. And that's how basically he was actually positioning himself to be visible. And guess what happened? One particular evening or one particular night he was working, something crazy happened. The owner of the radio station was at home listening to the radio, listening to his business. And he hears that this is his radio. But the person who actually speaking on the radio is actually slurring, basically sounding as someone who's actually intoxicated. So he said, but this is my station. This is 95.1 out of Miami. So what's happening over there? So he called the station. He said, but what's happening over there? So how come so-and-so showed up to work completely drunk? So how did he get to the radio? They says, unfortunately, he's the only one available to do the job right now. Here's the funny thing. At one point, somehow, the one person that was actually, when he was actually calling people right, left, and center, that was actually available to pick up the phone at the radio station was actually Les Brown working as a janitor. So he picks up the phone and simply says, yes, Mr. So-and-so, yes, I'm the only one here. And in front of me, we have this guy working as a DJ, but he's completely drunk, as we can hear. He's basically so drunk, he's slurring everything, and basically music is all over the place. I know! It's sounding really bad. As a matter of fact, if you were here, you would say it's sounding even worse than you can possibly imagine. It's sounding very bad. It's sounding so bad, I'm about to cry. So the owner asking the question, so, is there anyone else available to do the job? He says, no. But I want to tell you one key thing. I can do the job. And the owner says, excuse me, what did you say? Yeah, I can do the job. I said, but on paper, you are not qualified. You don't have the college degree education we're looking for to do the job. He says, no. I've been watching this guy for all this time, so I know exactly what he does, and I know how he does it, and when he does it. So if you give me the chance, I'm going to go and excuse this gentleman from doing his duty tonight, and I'm going to take over, and the sound quality and the quality you came to expect when it comes to your radio station is going to be maintained, even taken to the next level. The owner says, right now, I have absolutely nothing to lose. If you can manage to actually go, take over, and let me see, let me hear how you're going to perform, I'm going to see how we're going to actually make things happen. Let's go and say, ha, 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 ha. Hallelujah. He went into the studio and he asked the gentleman, because he was so intoxicated, he didn't know what was happening. He simply said, yes, let me just take you in a place where we can actually rest. So he went to rest, that gentleman, and he went on and took over. He put basically the headset on. He put the headset, back in the days it was completely different. I say it was the big one. He put the headset in his ears and he simply said, okay, now let me just put the microphone on. He put the microphone on. He put the microphone and said, okay, let me start talking. And next thing you know, he started talking so beautifully, so amazingly, that the owner simply said, my goodness, this is exactly what we've been waiting for, and exactly the person we've been waiting for. Guess what? And that was basically the beginning of his career as a person working the radio, eventually becoming a public servant, and eventually now becoming this amazing public speaker that we know today as Les Brown. Why? Because he simply position himself to be visible. He simply did not play hide and seek. He said, my goal is to become a DJ person, to become a radio personality. My goal is not to become a janitor. My goal is not to become a musician. My goal is to become a radio personality. So if there's an opening within the radio industry, within the radio station somewhere, I'm going to go take it. If they say there's none, I'm going to find a way to remain simply front and center in the eyes and the ears and the minds of the people owning the station. And that's exactly what he did. And because he did it so beautifully, eventually, when the opportunity simply presented itself, he came across as the right person to take the job. That's when it comes to business. That's when it comes to work. But the same principle can be applied to any other setting as far as everything is concerned. When it comes to your own personal life, let me just tell you a funny. This is the true story. I've seen with my own eyes. You look at yourself and say, but my goodness, these three girls used to be together, and there are two girls that used to be very good looking, but somehow the first person to get married and the only one to get married is the person that was actually the least good looking of the three. But he asked himself the question, so what is it that made the person that was looking for a wife material simply settle for this one person? Because the one key person that basically did not meet the criteria with naked eyes simply saw herself as material for that position. So she went down to simply do all that it took to actually see herself as that person, assume the persona, and the rest was history. On the other hand, these other people are still because they are still basically acting as single girls, and because they've been acting single for quite a long time, they are still now single because they never really took the time to really identify in their own mind who exactly they wanted to become and to start taking the action consistent with the person they wanted to become. And of course, this is now where we are. Again, the reason why some of your friends When I say dumb, I don't mean dumb in terms of intellectual capacity. I speak dumb in terms of spirituality, because spirituality, we're talking about life and death being in the power of the tongue. So if your tongue is not actually moving properly, if your tongue is not actually moving how it's supposed to, you're gonna come to a place where your tongue becomes tight, and as your tongue becomes tight, you can actually be heard, and what you have to say can be heard. And when you become basically unable to articulate your thought within the community, and at least in the spiritual realm, basically no one takes you seriously, because we don't know what you're thinking. So we say, I'm not gonna waste my time trying to figure out what you have to say. So I'm gonna go on to listen to those who can move the tongues and say what they're looking for. And those who move the tongue and say what they're looking for, we're going to give them exactly what they're looking for, even if it may be dangerous for them. Because at the end of the day, your tongue is a decree, is a spiritual decree. If you open your mouth to simply say, yes, I am now this, I am now a husband, I am now an entrepreneur, I am now a business owner, your tongue is going to slowly but surely fashion or mold the reality to actually reflect that, and you're going to be taking action consistent with that. And that's basically how I simply say yes. When I say dumb, I don't mean intellectual deficient. I simply means your ability to understand how to use your tongue to speak properly and to simply create a reality that consistent with what you're going to be taking as action in order for the world to be transformed according to what you want. Oh my goodness, my goodness, my goodness. Oh my goodness. So we have also in the house Legacy Moment. Everyone please say hello to Legacy Moment. Let me just bring up her channel as well so you can actually go say hello to her. See what she's doing. And this absolutely phenomenal speaker, phenomenal psychotherapist, phenomenal coach when it comes to relationship, can help you take whatever you have in mind when it comes to your relationship to the next level. If I'm this particular level here, she is way over there. She is, oh my goodness, she is the what you're looking for when it comes to helping you recalibrate your mind, recalibrate your thought in order for you to become the person you're so looking for to become when it comes to being a man or woman in a relationship, or stable one. Please bear with me. Oh my goodness, thank you so very much for being here. Thank you very much for being here. So anyways, let me just get back to the presentation. So again, if you want to stop and go, just go say hello to someone, it's okay. You can come back, it's okay. Just make sure when you go visit them, leave a comment after watching a video, and yeah, let them know you were there as well. Simply say, yes, so and so from Mountain of Inspiration, and they'll definitely be okay with that. And you can come back, it's okay. So again, it's all about being consistent, knowing exactly what you want, and being consistent when it comes to the action we're taking in order for that reality to become a tangible reality. Now, let me just give you the story that I want to share with you as far as this thing is concerned. As I've been telling story for quite a long time now, I want to give you today a totally different perspective. In 1814, in France, this gentleman named Napoleon Bonaparte is forced to abdicate. So basically, all the European countries came together. Simply says, Napoleon Bonaparte, you were trying to invade Russia. You were trying to invade Russia the way that Russia is trying to invade Ukraine, and you failed. And because you failed to actually invade Russia, and you failed miserably, and you've been so disruptive over the past few years, now we're going to have to find a way to simply, yes, talk to you and ask you to simply step down as a head of state. It was basically in a place of weakness. He could no longer exercise his authority the way he used to. So he had to listen to what others were telling him. They said to him, yes, it's time for you now to actually start thinking of actually the next level. And as far as we can see, we're going to actually ask you not only to abdicate, so basically to stop acting as an emperor, but also to go into exile. So we're going to put you in jail. We're going to put you, not jail, we're going to bring you into a prison. It's going to be open prison, but you will be in prison. You will no longer actually allowed to work as a head of state. Napoleon Bonaparte said, okay, at this point, I have no choice. So he tried to take his life, but unfortunately for him, whatever poison he took was actually so old that basically it gave him just a headache and stomach ache, but eventually he survived, so he never actually died because of the poison. So he was now forced to face the music. So they said to him, when I now take you and deport you to an island called Elba, where you're going to be with your mother and a few of your close entourage, but your wife and child will actually be taken away because you will not want you to actually bring your child with you to exile. As a matter of fact, she's going to go with her mom, is going to go with your mom and just live on a totally different place. But here's now how things are going to work out. So Napoleon Bonaparte goes to the island of Elba. As he reaches there, it's basically just doing what he knows best, so basically reorganizing everything around Elba, doing right things right, left, center. But at one point, his mom, by the name of Letizia Ramolino Bonaparte, simply said to herself, I need to talk to my son because I'm thinking that my son is completely off right now. So she calls her son. She summons the emperor to actually go talk to her one afternoon. And she asked him the key question. This is just me now extrapolating. She says, so my son, who exactly are you? The son says, I'm a leader. I'm a born leader. I'm a natural leader. I used to be the emperor of France. I used to be the monarch over France. So I took France to the next level as far as the east of France is concerned. I did more for France than many of the people before me. So I am definitely someone who has helped France write the best part of the history. The man is thinking, okay, I can see where you're coming from. I can see why, because you have some argument. So here's the question I'm going to ask you now. So why are you now hiding on this island called Elba? The son says, I'm not hiding. I was forced to come in. I was forced to abdicate, and I was forced to come to the island of Elba. I said, but yes, I can see what you're talking about. I can see that we were all forced to leave France, to leave Paris, and to come to Elba. But my question is still then, so if your role, if your vocation, if your calling is to be a leader over France, my question still remains the same. Why are you hiding on Elba? The son said, but Mom, what's going on here? You know as well as I know that I was actually forced to come here. So why are you asking me the same question over and over again? The mom said, I can see you becoming exasperating. I can see you becoming agitated because of my question. But I'm not going to change as far as my questions are concerned. Again, the question I'm going to ask you is the same. My son, why are you hiding in plain sight? At one point, it clicked in Napoleon's head. He says, aha! I can see where you're coming from, Mom. She says, yes, my son. If your role is to be a leader, you have to remain visible no matter what. If your role is to be a leader, you have to lead. If your role is to be the one who's going to be helping France change history, you have to remain visible as far as the history is concerned. So you can be hiding here and using this island as an excuse for your lack of ability to go back to France. And the son simply said, oh, Mom, I can see where you're coming from and I'm going to make things happen. Guess what happened? Eventually, when he's captured by a fellow by the name of Sir Neil Campbell out of United Kingdom or England back in the days, decided to leave the island and go for a medical visit somewhere else. Napoleon Bonaparte found a way to actually take a few of his men, and they decided to actually leave the island and start trekking towards France. And guess what? The rest is history. Around March 20th, 1815, they finally managed to actually get back to France. And of course, as they got back to France, the monarch that was being appointed as the head of state in his stead, he fled because it says, I don't have what it takes to actually contend with Jesus, so I'm going to run away. So as he ran away, Napoleon Bonaparte becomes the de facto leader of France over again. So as he does that, of course, the rest of the world now goes into pandemonium mode. They say, how did he manage to actually escape from Elba? And how did he manage to actually go back to France and basically go and find himself again as a leader over France? The rest is history, because of course over the next few days he actually had to go into military confrontation with the rest of the armies of Europe, and that was in June 1815, and that's how in Waterloo Napoleon was actually eventually now deposed and taken now from that place to a different island where he died in 1821. So, but why am I telling you the story of Napoleon Bonaparte? Because it's very key. Because in 1933 there was a gentleman that was actually elected president, I believe the 33rd president of the United States of America. I don't think so. If I make a mistake, please forgive me. The 23rd president of America by the name of Theodore Roosevelt. He was a Democrat. So as a Democrat, when he came to power, it was actually one of the lowest moments in the history of America, because there was the Great Depression, the Great Recession. People were basically losing their minds, the money, losing everything. So people were completely depressed. So when he came to power, what he did as a leader, he simply says, I'm going to use the wisdom of Napoleon Bonaparte to simply do one key thing. I'm going to make sure that the first 100 days of my presidency, I'm going to be so visible and so clear and so articulate when it comes to my vision that they're going to know that they now have someone they can depend on. And so after he did that, and that's so beautifully, Israel now came to, it's now saying that yes, aha, now when it comes to any leader, becoming a leader for the very first time, the first 100 days are going to be the most crucial days, because we want to know exactly how you're going to make yourself visible and relevant in the eyes and ears of the people you're going to call to lead. And this thing was simply taken from Napoleon Bonaparte, who from March 1815 to June 1815, close to 100 days, simply took leadership and made himself visible in such a commanding manner that he simply set a precedent. That is, a leader is someone who's called to be visible. So again, a leader is someone who's called to be visible. So the reason why dumb people are being appointed and you are not being appointed right now is simply because you are not being visible. You are not taking the bold step you need to take when it comes to seeing that, yes, you are not becoming visible. Number one, when it comes to work and business. Number two, as a person, the reason why you are still where you are right now, as a matter, I'm going to create a series for that. Reason why you're still where you are when it comes to relationship. Because if you're not actually seeing yourself in your own mind, you're not defining for your own self in your own mind, if you're not recalibrating your thoughts, your mind, to see yourself as one particular person, is to see yourself, yes, I'm now ready for long-term relationship. You don't take the time to do that at work. Whatever action you be taking when it comes to the natural will simply be inconsistent. You're going to say, yes, I'm visible, I'm taking trips right, left, center, but you're going to be going to the wrong places with the wrong, how can I put it, the wrong aura. And you'll be just repelling the people with what are potentially seeing in you, the person you're looking for when it comes to relationship. And that's also very key. All right? I'm going to stop here right now. But before I go, let me just see if there's any comment in the chat so I can actually address before I actually take my leave. Yes. More than entire should simply say, we need to put ourselves in a position to be seen. Absolutely agree with you. And go to get what we want. Absolutely so true. Yes. Many of us are like the man at the radio station by the name of Les Brown. Let me just put it in here. Les Brown. Although his teacher told him he would not amount to anything, he was willing to work as a janitor at a place he had a dream of becoming 80. Absolutely. The teacher told him that, yes, you're not going to amount to anything. He says, yeah, teacher, that's your position. I respect you as a teacher, but as far as I'm concerned, that's just an opinion. It's not a fact. Because in order for it to become a fact, I need to accept it. If I don't accept it, it's going to become a fact for me. So I'm going to simply hold on to my own definition of myself. I see myself as someone, as a radio personality. I see myself as someone who's going to do great things on the radio. I may not be as bright as I'm supposed to be when it comes to going out there to get a job run as a radio person, but I see myself as a personality that they're looking for. So it goes on. So to put himself as a janitor, officially, but unofficially as an apprentice, because they want to see behind closed doors are things actually being done. To see the power dynamic between the owner and the radio personality. To see the power dynamic between the radio personality and the people working as engineers in the background. So as he came to understand all these dynamics and he seemed to come to understand how the job is supposed to be done, it became simply indispensable. And the time when he needed someone to step up to the plate, he did, and the rest is history. I want to be a better leader and take the bolder step in which ed might be. Absolutely. So what we have to do, the key question is, in what field? In what field? You have to identify for yourself the field where you want to be seen as a leader. And whatever field you want to be seen as a leader, you have to actually go on to make sure that you become visible. The key thing you have to do is, first of all, is what in your city? What the trade shows, what are the meetings, what are the organizations that actually do what you want to do? How can you go and introduce yourself when it comes to whatever they're doing, and how can you go to actually go on to become the person they can refer to when it comes to any service at all? Any service. Because let's simply say to himself, I know if I go, I'm looking for a job, and simply say, but my goodness, we're looking at you average. As a student from high school, you were not the brightest. As a matter of fact, you were mediocre as a student. So come on, seriously. You may have the voice, but your average simply tells that your brain is not functioning how it's supposed to be functioning. Number two, you have zero college education. So how can you possibly hire you as a candidate for this job as a radio personality? He said, that's fine. If that's all you have, that's fine. At least can you hire me as a janitor? And that's how he actually got himself launched in the radio business. That was just one example. But if I have to go down, I'll give you another example. There was another gentleman, he passed away a few years ago, by the name of Sidney Poitier. Sidney Poitier, when he actually moved to America in the 1940s, from the Bahamas, he had two things going against him. Number one, he had basically zero education. He dropped out of school when he was, I believe, 13 or 14, so he could barely read. That's even worse. He dropped out of school, he could barely read, and number three, he had an accent, as someone who actually lived in Caribbean for quite a long time. So when he goes to New York City, he's working as a dishwasher. One particular afternoon in the 1940s, he said to himself, my dream has always been to become an actor, a Hollywood actor. So what can I do now to actually become an actor? So I need to start applying for jobs or for opening when it comes to production around the city. So he goes to the American Negro Theater. So he said there was no production looking for actors. So he goes to actually apply for an audition. So as they accept for him to actually go for the audition, they gave him a piece of paper and say, okay, now you can go on stage and read to us what you actually sing. And he goes, he opens his mouth. He takes the book and starts opening his mouth to actually read. The guy simply said, no, please stop. Please stop. He comes on stage, he takes the paper away from him, and he basically take him by the collar and bring him to the door. And simply say, please go out. If you had stopped there, that'll be fine. The guy simply said to him, go back to being the dishwasher you were so meant to be for the rest of your life. And he closes the door. So as he closes the door, Sidney Poitier outside simply said to himself, but how did he know that my job so far has been basically just working as a dishwasher? So is it written on my forehead that this guy is called to be a dishwasher for the rest of his life? He went back to working as a dishwasher. But as fate will have it, because he had such a clarity in his mind that he wanted to see himself as an actor, eventually, as he was working as a dishwasher, one particular afternoon, during his break, he take the newspaper, started reading the newspaper. As he opened the newspaper, he's reading the newspaper. One of his co-workers comes up and says, a Jewish man, older man, simply says, young man, what are you reading? He says, I'm going to be honest with you. I have the paper in my hand right now, but I can't read it properly. So I can barely tell you what this paper is saying. The old man simply says, oh, so you mean to tell me that you can't read properly? Says, I'm being honest, I can't read properly. I'm just trying to kill time. The older man, this Jewish man, simply says, don't worry about it. I'm going to teach you how to read, and before you're going to be able to become professional when it comes to reading this newspaper the way you're supposed to. So he taught him how to read properly, and the gentleman, Sidney Poitier, gained the confidence to become very good at reading. Eventually, he decided to go back to the same place where he had been kicked out. He simply said, yes. The one key thing I was actually missing when it comes to my skills, my literacy, I was able to actually address. Now I can read properly. So would you please consider me to see me as a student? They said, no, we can't take us because you don't have the money and the proper education to be working here. And guess what he did? He says, I'm willing to trade something enough for what you have to offer. I'm willing to trade my janitor skills to work as a janitor as long as you can agree to take me as one of your students and teach me the ropes and to become the actor I was supposed to be. Guess what? They took him as a janitor / student, and before you know it, he went on in 1963 to become the first person of African descent to receive this prestigious award known as the Oscar for Best Actor in Hollywood, and a movie called, I believe, The Lilies of the Field. And the guy went on to write, to make other movies such as To Serve With Love, or I Guess Who's Coming for Dinner. That's the most amazing movie that actually catapulted him to the next level as a Hollywood celebrity. Why? Because this guy says, I may not have what it takes when it comes to becoming the best in my field, but I know, I have clarity when it comes to what I want to do. I'm going to just make sure I stay visible within the industry. Visible within my industry. And because he remained visible within the industry, eventually, he got his chance. This is why also we have this saying in America. If you spend enough time at the barbershop, if you just go there every single day at the barbershop, just killing time, eventually you're going to qualify for one key thing, for a free haircut. Because eventually the barbershop will say, yes, young man, what can I do for you? Come in, I'm going to give you a free haircut. He said, young woman, what can I do for you? Say, oh yeah, I need a haircut. Just come out, I'm going to give it to you for free. Why? Because the more you spend time around the industry when you want to actually become visible, the more you're going to simply maximize your opportunity to be seen as the next person in line when it comes to what they're looking for. Availability may not be eligibility when it comes to me, but in the world out there, when it comes to practical needs, if they're looking for something, they're looking for someone, and there's absolutely no one available, and you're only one present in the room who can do at least the basic thing they're looking for, they will simply say, you know what, Money and Doris, please come, and we're simply going to let you work with us. All right. Oh my goodness, I have in the house also. Pride Mix Child is in the house. Please say hello to him, an amazing friend of mine. Yeah. This guy is definitely, next level as a thought leader. Okay, let me find him again. Why is it not showing up again? Please bear with me. You changed your logo. Oh, that's why. Okay. Oh, it looks very good. Oh, you changed your logo. Okay. That's why I couldn't find you. All right, so here it is. Yes, let me see if there's any other comment before I take my leave. Yes, more than Doris is saying that we look down on people too much. Absolutely, that's so true. But the fact that somebody looking down on you does not mean that they're going to stop you. You can try to put me down as much as you want. Does not mean that you can actually stop me. You can try to put me down as a voice, but it doesn't mean you're going to stop me. I gave you the example of this guy by the name of Sidney Poitier. Yeah, they're trying to put him down. And guess what? The people who tried to put him down were not, it was not racism. It was people of his own kind. It was people that look like him. They simply said to him, no, you're not good enough. We're not going to see you as an actor. They refused to give him a chance to actually work as an actor because it could not sound the part. It sounded like a West Indian person speaking with an accent. It sounded like someone we didn't go to school, and it sounded like someone was not very cultured when it comes to what they were looking for. So they kicked him out. But guess what? Eventually, because he was so hungry for success, eventually he became someone they could no longer ignore. So it doesn't matter how much people want to put you down and so on and so forth. But if you really have clarity in your mind as to what you want to become, my friend, you're simply going to become unstoppable. That was just Sidney Poitier out of America. Same thing, I gave you the example yesterday of this guy by the name of Bob Marley in 1962. Barely 17 years old, born in 1945, so 17 years old in 1962. He said to his parents or to his mom, I see myself as a musician. I see myself as a full-time musician. They said, but we don't have any musicians in our family. Number one. Number two, how are you going to be able to earn a living in the staff industry? Number two. Number three, we don't have anyone in the family who has money who can actually give you to help you buy what you need to buy enough for you to become a musician. They're focusing on obstacles. So they say, Robert, that was the official name. Robert, we don't have the funds. We don't have the funds to put on the table for you to become a musician. Number one. Number two, you don't have what it takes to actually become a musician. So all obstacles. But he said to himself, it's okay. I have clarity in my mind. I have clarity. So he decided to pursue his dream. Eventually, he reached a place where he said to himself, I've reached an obstacle. I've reached basically a dead end. I need to be able to buy my own instrument or I'm simply going to go kaput. So he goes to his stepbrothers in Kingston, Jamaica. He says, I know that you have a business that's actually going very well. I know you have this dry cleaning business that's doing very well. So I'm coming to you as your distant relative, as your brother, as a stepbrother, to see if you can lend me some money so I can go on to buy instrument to go on to become a full-time musician. They said to him, no, you may look like us, but you're not one of us. And as a matter of fact, we don't see you going anywhere. So they kicked him out. They said, Mr. Robert Bob Marley, get out. So they kicked him out. So as he's going out, he simply said, it's okay. They don't see what I'm saying, but I have clarity in my mind. So he goes home and simply says, I'm going to write a song. And the song simply is called The Stone that they chose to reject has become the head cornerstone in the family that's simply keeping everything together. That's keeping the nation and the country together. So as he wrote the song, people say, this guy is so completely full of himself. What kind of craziness is this? He has no money. How can you make it as a musician if you don't have the money to even buy your own instrument? So they discarded him. They discounted him. But guess what? Less than a few years later, in 1972, he found himself in London, and next thing is issue because one year he simply auditioned for a part. He got the funds, he went back to Jamaica, he brought back to London the first album called Catch a Fire. Of course, that was simply the beginning of something magnificent. And within 9 years, so from 1972 to 1981, it took the world by storm and simply changed and put the world upside down. Because why? He simply knew what he wanted. He had clarity. He said, I'm a musician. And the musician simply spend time with musicians. Even if I'm broke, I'm not simply going to musician because eventually I'm going to get my break. I'm going to remain visible, and as a visible person, someone will simply give me a chance to simply say, yes, now come show us what you can do. And when they give me the chance, I'm going to make sure to seize it and give them something they have never heard of before. And that's how eventually it came to make history between 1972 and 1981 and revolutionize the world of music, both in America and in Europe, because even people like Police, Sting, they listen to his sound and they started playing music just like him. If you listen to a song music like I'm Englishman in New York. You're gonna, if you hear the riff, the guitar riff, you're gonna hear that this is reggae music that influenced Bob Marley. How many? Sorry, let me not sing, because if I start singing, my wife says, "Oh, please stop singing." Okay, you know the song. It's called Englishman in New York, and that's basically a song that was basically taken from the reggae inspiration. Bob Marley at his finest. They may put you down, but as long as you know in your own mind who you are, my friend, it's impossible for them to keep it down. If you know who you are and you keep taking consistent action to actually remain visible within your own industry, one way or the other, eventually you're going to make it to the top, because you're going to simply become someone who will be given an opportunity when everybody else seems to be simply missing when it comes to whatever project needs to be actually put on the table. All right? Yes. Yes, question. The comment I'm getting from Pride Michelle is, quality in many workplaces is undervalued and unappreciated. Yes, I can see where you're coming from. Absolutely, absolutely. As a matter of fact, this is also true for one key thing, because sometimes the people who have access to what the employer is looking for don't really show up, and those who show up sometimes they don't really put the whole heart into what they're called to do. So this is why eventually the quality is not really there. So in order for us to actually come to a place where we can get the quality when it comes to business, when it comes to policy, when it comes to everything, we have to make sure that those who know exactly that I'm called to do this one particular thing, I have to remain basically as close as possible to my industry and remain visible within my industry, so they know that even when there is this moment where someone, like in a movie called Rocky Balboa, someone was just looking for an up-and-coming fighter to just simply come and be given an opportunity just to fight with me as a world heavyweight champion. I'm going to simply come and say, yes, I'm available. But even when these people are simply nowhere to be found, they're simply missing because they simply say, I have things to do, I have bills to pay, and so on and so forth. Eventually, when the opportunity is actually available, only the people who don't have exactly what it takes to actually be available are going to actually show up. And when they show up, of course, quality will not be what it is, and those who eventually going to show up, eventually going to simply say, yes, I don't really believe that, yes, it is, they appreciate what I bring to the table. That's just one key thing. But as far as everything else is concerned, when it comes to you as an employee, when it comes to you as a worker, if you know that, yes, my contribution to, as far as this particular thing is concerned, is actually not being appreciated, it is simply your own responsibility to simply find a way to simply look for opportunities elsewhere to make sure that what you have to offer is also taken seriously. I'll give you just one key example. An example will be taken in America as well. In 1976, there was one particular gentleman by the name of Steve Jobs. College dropout, very serious body odors, because whenever you shop, basically you could smell everything, because he used to eat crazy things and his body used to smell very, very bad. Not only that, he showed up to work basically barefoot. He used to work for this company known as Atari, the A-T-A-R-I, basically a huge company back in the days when it comes to electronics entertainment. As he was working there, one day simply said to himself, my goodness, I can do much more than what this guy is asking me to do. I can do much more than just working for this company. As a matter of fact, I have what it takes to actually put together the next big thing as far as business is concerned. So his plan was to be the founder of a company that will be promoting personal computers for the many homes of America. So when he took the idea with his friend Steve Wozniak and they went to actually to the CEO of Atari, the CEO of Atari simply says, yes, you know what? HR doesn't like when I talk to you, because you seem to be very controversial, and I don't see your idea going anywhere. Steve Jobs simply said to himself, yes, I am underappreciated. Oh my goodness, Steve Jobs. He says, I am underappreciated. That's number one. Of course, I'm undervalued because you are seeing me as an employee. You don't see that, yes, I have what it takes to be a CEO like you, or maybe even a better CEO. So you listen to my idea and you make fun of me. You simply say, yes, you don't have what it takes to actually be at my level. So you undervalue me. So you look at my idea and you simply underappreciate my idea. You simply say, it's not going to go anywhere. So it simply says, I'm going to be undeterred by this feedback I'm getting from you. This is your own opinion. It's not a fact. So he took his body, Steve Wozniak, and started shopping around to find someone who would be willing to simply be there and fund the idea and to simply become a partner in this business endeavor. And guess what? The rest is history. 1976, they found the third person to actually be as a co-founder, and they gave him the share they were supposed to give him, and they actually created this company, and the rest is history. 1976 to 2023, this company still stands as one of the most iconic computer companies out there because someone simply said, I know I'm going to be a businessman, so therefore I'm going to remain visible within the circles of business. Number one. Number two, I'm working right now as an employee. My ideas are underappreciated. I'm undervalued, but I'm still going to remain visible as far as my industry is concerned. Number three, if what I'm actually putting on the table is not being taken seriously, I'm going to find a way to simply take this idea and bring it to someone who will keep valuing what I have to offer and simply give me the funds I'm looking for in order for me to fund this idea and turn it into a tangible reality. And the rest, of course, is history. Oh my goodness, please bear with me. There's someone else in the line right now. Lara is here. Please, thank you. Thank you. Please bear with me. Oh. Yes, of course we are connected. Please bear with me. Okay, here's the feedback I'm getting here from Proud Mix Charlie. He's saying that incompetence leads to business foreclosure. Often is the penalty for employers who keep such workers employed instead of someone doing. Yes. As a matter of fact, I hear you. Great point. There are so many things that we have to also take into consideration. I'm not going to get into that, but I can see where you're coming from. That sometimes the employer will simply decide to keep in one position someone who does not have what it takes to actually be where they are. But here's the funny thing, and this is basically the stance or the angle I want to take for my presentation. Is the stance. If those who have what it takes are making themselves available in the ears and the minds of the people who are supposed to be making the right decision, my friends, we're going to be completely different. I'll give you one example, and this is the personal example I just witnessed myself just a few weeks ago. Oh my goodness. So I can't give too many details because, of course, if someone happened to actually see this video, they know exactly what I'm talking about and they'll get upset. But I go to a meeting where investors are looking for opportunities. The investors, people with money. So people with money, with deep pockets, they're looking for opportunity to invest in this one particular industry. They are there, all of them, they are present. I know, because that's what I do. So they are there, they are present. They're all over the place in the building. And this thing has been advertised for quite a long time. So I know for about 56 organizations within that particular industry, only 3 showed up. 53 others company decided to basically be a no-show. So I asked myself the question, so you are out there, you are looking for money, something is happening here, and we're looking for you to show up. So how come you are not available? So I asked myself the question, so are you going to say to me eventually that, oh my goodness, people don't take me seriously and don't like what I have to, but I said, but you have to be visible. You have to be visible. So eventually, the money will be going to these 3 companies. Are they the best? Absolutely not. But sometimes they are just the only thing that's available. So because at the end of the day, money does not follow people. People have to follow money. So you have an idea, you have to say, I have an idea. But if you have an idea, you're simply keeping it under your chair, and you want people to simply come say, yes, we're going to take you. No, they will simply go with those who are available. This is just my angle. Because those who have access to what it takes to make a difference, most of the time they simply not actually take the step to actually make themselves visible. Because even when you decide to actually be consistent and take the step that you need to take to make yourself visible, you will simply become a force so that no one will be able to ignore. And that I have so many different examples to share out there. It's not funny. From history and from personal thing when it comes to business, the way we do business. Yeah, sometimes we say, but we have the money. People have the money. They want to invest, but they're looking for a project. People project, they simply say, no, we're not interested. We're not going to show up. So eventually, the money goes to the people who have less than stellar project, but at least they are visible. And because the money needs to be invested somewhere, that's where it goes. Because those who are the best project, they don't want to show up, and that's just a sad reality in the world in which I live. Absolutely. Those who have what it takes need to show up and take the lead. At the end of the day, I also know there's one key thing called discrimination when it comes to people against people. I know, I'm well aware of that. But at the end of the day, there are so many different examples within history that simply can show that, yes, even despite the tremendous obstacle that was just standing in the way, if and when someone simply decides to show me, this is exactly what I'm called to do, one more or the other, I'm going to remain visible, you're simply going to become an iconic force to be reckoned with. In 1962, I'm just going to end with this one example. In 1962, in this country known as South Africa, they arrested this man because this man was very controversial. He simply says, yes, my country is going in the wrong direction, and I have what it takes to actually take my country to steer in the right direction. They say, but look at you. You are, quote unquote, not the right person, because the color of your skin disqualifies you to actually become the leader over this country. So who are you to come tell us exactly what we're supposed to do when it comes to lead the issues of this country? So they take him. Eventually, they try him in 1963, and from 1963 to 1990, the guy is beyond bars. But beyond bars, he keeps seeing himself as a leader. Beyond bars, he keeps growing in his aspiration as a leader. He keeps growing when it comes to his brand as a leader. Eventually, in 1989, they went back to the presidency and said, no, we have to bring you out because you are exactly what we are looking for. Sorry, we wasted 26 to 27 years of your life basically beyond bars, but we can see that, yes, you have become exactly the person we're looking for. We, the people who used to actually oppress you, the people that used to put our knees on your neck, are now coming to you, begging for you to come out and to come talk to us, because we need for you to come back and take over the country, because without you, this country was simply going to a place of no return. Guess what? They took him out in 1990. Eventually, he became the first president of Africa, of African descent, quote unquote, to actually lead the country and eventually to make history. And his name is now to be remembered as Madiba, or Nelson Mandela. Why? Because he saw himself, he calibrated his mind as the leader. He took the step to actually see himself as a leader, to actually be seen as a leader. He stayed there even when people tried to actually put him down. Eventually, he simply became a force to be reckoned with and made history the way he was so supposed to do. All right? This is all becoming a very, very heavy comment. Let me just go back here. Yes, here's the question, the feedback I'm getting from my amazing bright brother, Prax Michel. He simply said, yes, how as individuals who are goal-driven and business-oriented can take the reins and steer the business in a promising direction for those who are slacking. Absolutely. Joe! My goodness. Joe. It says, yes, us as we individuals who are goal-driven and business-oriented can take the reins and steer the business in a promising direction for those who are slacking. Absolutely. Keep showing up. 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 For example, let me now go back to a place known as Canada. In the 1970s, this gentleman from Jamaica by the name of Michael Lichin, he came to Canada. He was an immigrant, and back then